Welcome to my Wellness with Lynette page. Today, we're going to talk about the Evolution Weight Management Program, what it is, what it entails, why it works, and give you a feel for if this is something that you think is a good fit for you or not. So, the Evolution Weight Management Program is based on the work of someone named Albert Simians, who was an endocrinologist back in the day who was studying pregnant women who were very malnourished, yet giving birth to healthy babies. So, what he discovered was the HCG hormone, the human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone, which is what the basically the hormone that they're testing for if to see if you're pregnant, helps was helping the mom mobilize and utilize abnormal fat cells for fuel. So essentially, their abnormal fat cells were feeding the baby. So I am not a doctor. I don't prescribe. I can't prescribe hormones, but I work with a company called DesBio who has created this evolution weight management program. And they have created a homeopathic formula right here that mimics what that HCG hormone does. So it helps you to utilize and mobilize your abnormal fat cells for fuel. Now, just hear me out because when I tell you what it entails, you're going to be like, what? That's insane. And that's how I felt when I first learned about it. But that was kind of before I understood all the science behind it. So there's a big detox component. So when you have extra fat cells, oftentimes those fat cells are harboring and sequestering toxins to try to keep those toxins from going to your internal organs. So your fat cells hold on to a lot of those. So with any weight loss program, we need to look at a detox component. So it starts with a comprehensive detox kit with no dietary changes yet that helps to detox your lymph, your liver, your kidneys, your cells, your brain, your spine. That is the beginning of the program. And then we move to the first phase, which is a very calorie and fat restricted diet. Now, as a nutritionist and as somebody who's struggled with my weight and tried all the things, I do not ever recommend a severe calorie restriction and or fat restricted diet. But with these magic little drops here, when you're going into that calorie restricted state and you're eliminating fat from your diet. So, like back in the day when we went to fat free, of course, we're not eating all the fat free junk. We're just eating naturally low fat foods during this. What's going to happen is you're going to allow this product to help you do the same thing that those pregnant women were doing and mobilize and utilize your abnormal fat cells for fuel. So there are two different protocols, either 500 calorie or 1,000 calorie. Before you panic, just know that I have brought probably upwards of 60 people through this program. And all of them have said, I can't believe how I'm not hungry. So you're not going to be starving on this diet. You're not supposed to be. And if you are, then we'll need to troubleshoot. So it's 21, anywhere from 21 to 40 days of this real calorie restricted, fat restricted diet. And what that's doing is helping you safely lose weight and getting rid of those abnormal fat cells. So it works. This program works. I've taken so many people through it, and you're going to lose weight. Of course, the maintenance part is really important too. You have to learn how to maintain, and I can talk a little bit about that at the end. But I've had clients go just 21 days, 3 weeks. When I did it for 3 weeks. I lost 13 pounds. I've been able to maintain that since I finished, which was about a year and a half ago. And some people have gone on to 40 days and they have lost more weight. On average, women will lose about a half a pound a day. Men will lose about a pound a day. Now, yes, it is a rapid weight loss. And yes, a lot of people say, nope, that's dangerous. But one of the cool things is that if you have one of those smart scales, you can see. I've recently had a client finish, and her trainer at her gym was floored because he was like, I don't know about this. Because again, when you hear it, it sounds a little crazy, but he was amazed that her muscle mass was actually going up. So she was truly losing fat and not muscle. And that's one of the problems with a severe calorie restricted diet when you don't have these little magic drops. So there's a comprehensive detox kit. It's all homeopathic. And that needs to be started for a week and then taken through the duration of the program. It's 3 weeks of low calorie, low fat. That even means, and I'll tell you more about this, don't panic if you decide to do it. You have to be careful about the fat that you put on your body too. So you don't want to be absorbing a lot of oils through your skin. You're taking the fat away so that these drops are helping target your abnormal fat cells and they're not getting confused by fat that's coming into or going onto your body. So it's 3 weeks of 1,000 calories. So you're going to be eating, or 500. You can do either one. I'll go over the differences when you decide, if you decide to do this. So say 1,000 calorie diet, you're doing 6 ounces of protein at lunch, 6 ounces of protein at dinner, list of, a serving of the approved veggies, serving of the approved fruits. There's a shake that you can have in the morning, or you can have an additional 4 ounces of protein. And then the 500 calories is just a little bit restricted. And it works, but you have to do it. If you're going to decide to do it, you have to do it. There's no like, oops, I had a cookie. Like, nope, it's only 3 weeks. And I always say you can do anything for 3 weeks. And essentially, what it's doing is helping you get rid of those abnormal fat cells, lose some actual fat. And then when you get into maintenance, you're going to really shift to a more ketogenic style diet. So that's when you're going to train your hormones to burn fat for fuel. And then we can talk about my ketosis and fasting program, which is a great place to go from the Evolution Weight Management program. But I just wanted everyone to have an idea of what this entails so you can kind of, wrap your head around it before we have a discovery call or before we have an initial consultation. So you can see if this is something that you want to do. I've taken, like I said, dozens of people through it. I've done it myself. I never do anything that I never ask clients to do anything that I haven't done myself. It worked really well for me. I feel good. And I also learned to maintain. So that maintenance piece, I mean, anybody can lose the weight with any program, right? But then it's learning how to maintain and keep it off. And that's where teaching your body metabolic flexibility really comes into play, which is what my specialty is. So if you're interested in learning more about it, you can check out my Wellness with Lynette Instagram. I will put some links below where you can find me. There is a brief application form because there are some contraindications. So I do need to know some of your health history before we decide if this is a good fit for you. But it's a really successful program. It's a great jumpstart for people who are just stuck and have tried it all and can't figure it out. This is going to work, which gives you motivation. It's exciting, and that helps you learn how to maintain too, because you're motivated with that rapid but safe weight loss. So I hope to see you all in a consultation or discovery call soon.